Okay, I'm going to try a different approach here because you've been spying on me long enough. You already know I never would have done it. I never agreed to do it. I'm never going to agree to do it. So you're obviously doing this because you've got somebody else at stake and you just want to fuck with them. So whatever it was that they might have thought they could get away with this kind of a setup, you already know that whatever it was they thought they were going to get or get away with, they're not going to be able to accomplish because you put me in this position and I'm just never going to cooperate and I'm never going to give you what you think you're entitled to want from this, right? And I think what you want now is a list of contractors with the city of New York from 1997, 1998, 1999. That's what you want, right? You want what happens to be the operations for the city of New York, the official administration for the city of New York, and their database of contractors with the city from 97 through 99. That's what you want, right? Because that's what I found. And then you have some municipalities in Russia that I don't, unfortunately, my Cyrillic's not that good. So I'm not even really sure which cities they were. But you had something comparable where you had a list of contractors that worked with municipalities in Russia. I pretty certain for around the same time, or maybe a few years later. I think there might have been some around what, 2000 to 2003? And that is what you're trying to hedge on and what you're trying to gamble with when you back in code my emails with those CVE certs that divert to the bull semen, right? You got those stud bulls, especially the nice big black one, right? I mean, he looks good. It's absolutely what you want for your prize herd. And then if he's just not available at the time, you got some stuff in frozen storage you can pull out, right? And depending upon, how things go, you can call and you can get him to actually come out and you can transport him or you can transport your cow to the field or probably transport him to the cow, right? He could service her and then there's whatever happens from the production of that, right? But if he's not available or you have another method you'd prefer, you got some stuff frozen. I don't know how you get frozen bull semen as part of your stock, right? I don't know how you do that. I honestly don't want to know. But I think you're expecting me to know. And you're expecting me to have it. And that's why you refused for years to address the fact that I told you there had been pension fraud involving my time working for a temporary labor service that provided people to work as subcontractors with the Department of Public Health in San Francisco. And that what they were doing when they just closed up shop and all of a sudden we were referred to another labor service to subcontract with the city, but there was no way to contact them about that pension fund they set up for us, right? And then a couple years down the road, our life stories are showing up in certifications that got PIN numbers coded into the back of all our emails. And mine just happens to go to that nice big black stud bull in his frozen semen inventory, right? Except I found a database that has the same damn name, right? Triple X, man. Triple X right there online. It was right there. New York City. Who would have interest in a database of contractors with the city of New York from 97 through 99? Who would have an interest in that? Especially right up there with a bunch of Russians doing. What are these Russians doing with the contracting database from the city of New York? See, all of the admin was in English, but not all of the data on the site was in English, right? And the whole point was it was supposed to be what you drew on or what you referred to when you coded those different selections into the back end of what do we got here? You think they'd ever hire me? You think any of these? El Toro Triple X, hotmovies.com, El Toro de Oro, in xnxx.com. Porn star El Toro de Oro. Toro Mecanico. xvideos.com. See, this is what you've been wanting this whole time. It really is. And the problem is, you like to do things where you like to try to get these school scenes together, right? What you really want for me to do is to get high in the classroom with one of my students. This is literally what you've been trying to extort me into playing along with for years now. You want me to do drugs with one of my students and make a porno with him so that then you can back in code the porno with whatever the hedging strategy is you got going on connected to those old databases. Why or how many of them got NITFA bonds? How many NITFA bonds were set up during that time frame that a whole bunch of people, at least as of the early 2019 period, were hoping to get returns on? I mean, because by the end of that fiscal cycle, you had already stolen my email. So I don't have that kind of evidence anymore, right? You know what I got? You're gonna love this. So far as I know, my daddy never went to Thailand. He never did Bangkok. That doesn't stop you. You want Fat Leonard, don't you? You think you're qualified to sit at this table? Do you think you're qualified to sit at this fucking table? You sent that shit right to me with somebody else's name. What am I supposed to do? It was obviously a case of mistaken identity. Did you expect me to be what, the Secretary of the Navy? Right? You're not going to get away with this. How dare you? It was bad enough that you let a little 10-year-old boy get his ass ridden by somebody claiming to be the Secretary of Defense. You're really going to fucking try to flip Venus like this? This was your Venus scheme? This was your Black Venus promise to the world? I'm just letting you know. That's what you're pinging right now. And I've already done what I needed to do to protect my assets. Yours are the ones on the line. And you already know that, don't you? Did you use that specific process to do what you did in New York City since this whole COVID-19? Is that specifically the process you engaged? And now you want to what? You want to get people to play like we're in the Navy? You understand the implications of these charges, right? I really hope that by the end of the day tomorrow, somebody demonstrates something close to reason. Actually engaging with the capacity to make an informed decision and to demonstrate your ability to engage in judgment appropriate to the responsibility you think you're qualified to take on.